Hi everyone, welcome back to Cities Skylines 2. It is finally 1998. We're here in January of 1998, and it is time to unveil what the next stage for our city's development. I think I might have mentioned this before, but I want to do this now. Our city is going to be following more of a historical pathway. There's not that much of a way to play City Skylines 2, so I'm trying to approach it as more of a historical approach. So we're going to be doing things in our city in response to historical events. So I guess for January, little flashback to 1998, the Drudge Report broke the story that Bill Clinton and his alleged affair with Monica Lewinsky, that it happened. So that's just gonna hurt the public's opinion of our government just a little bit, obviously, because we're building a city in America. It's just an alternate version of it, I guess. But that still happens. So we're just gonna want to be improving our reputation by investing in just all around public services. So that's going to be the welfare, the government, the postal service. We actually don't have any welfare offices in our city, so that's going to be one of the first things we go for. So I have this welfare office here, and generally what I like to do for builds is, so I like to plan them out beforehand. So I choose like let's see if I can find it here. We're also going to want to expand our radio coverage because we don't have that isn't that great. But and why can I can never find build sites. Okay, so over here I set up this site for a proposed Veterans Affairs Center. So when I build things, I try to keep them reasonably, they have a purpose, right? So we're building this isn't just a random welfare center. This is a Veterans Affairs Center, which I think would definitely improve our public reputation. So we built that. We're going to rename it to the VA office. Well, we'll let everyone know that it's for our city. And if you want to give it a like a nicer name, because I think I'm going to build like a park area over here as well. So, and we're going to have like a little medical clinic, I think. So let's place that down. That's what I put this little area over here for. So just yeah, let's just place a small medical clinic. I think that'll be okay. That should do for now. We'll come and ornament these areas. Well, I mean, let's just do it now. We have a lot more props to work with, but I think I'm gonna since they don't really do anything and I'm not sure how they affect performance, I'm gonna avoid placing them down. If anyone's done tests and like if they don't really affect performance that much, then please let me know. Then I'll absolutely consider placing them down. But anyway, I'm trying to give this more of like a naturey vibe, because I imagine if this was like a VA office or helped with, it's really close to the medical university, and that's the animal research hospital, but the regular hospital is just down the street, and then there's another hospital over there. So I mean, I'm thinking this is a pretty good area. But if there was veterans coming here, then they could also have somewhere to walk, or if there's anyone staying at the clinic, there's also somewhere nice to walk. So that just helps. And anyway, I guess I'm thinking of things to talk about, but they are having an event, I believe, in where I can't remember where the headquarters of Colossal Order is, but it escapes me. But I think they're having like a get together for creators or anyway. But I'm hoping that there's like some positive news coming out of that. I'm hoping that we hear some word about. Hopefully for the people who got the, was it the deluxe edition, that they'll be getting their compensation that they rightfully deserve. But anyway, let's I always get distracted. Let's just keep. Sometimes I do like to place like little dead end paths, just like somewhere you just walk to and just like kind of view at the end. I guess that's what we should probably do with the pier. So we don't want to bring this out too far, obviously, because we don't want I don't said elderly, but I meant, but we don't want any veterans to like have to walk, like, I mean, we don't want them to walk too far away. This is already a little too far. So let's bring this back down and around. Bring this here. And oh well, I mean, I don't really like that then. Okay, this will do, and we'll bring out a pier as well. That's sure that's straight. And then, like we did over with the amusement park, we'll just bring out some piers. We'll probably just bring out just one, if it's high enough up. Perfect. I actually would like the whole thing to be raised and pathed in. It makes it look nicer. So there we go. So we're just gonna sprinkle in some trees randomly. I generally like to make forests more than I like to specifically place trees one by one. Yes, maybe I'm just a little lazy, but it does make my life just a little easier. And I mean, it also just allows us to save time. I don't ever place bushes though. I should really try to do that. They just take a little more time. And usually when I play, so we're actually having snow for the first time in a while, and you know, it was December, so the reason why we haven't been seeing snow for a while is because I usually go through the developer menu to turn off snow, because I just really don't I don't like the look of it, and that's a bad way to say it, because I want weather effects, obviously, but it doesn't, it makes the entire, everything is white, and it's really hard to see. So well, I don't want to turn it off now because it's snowing. I mean, I guess I can control the weather too, but that's not necessary. Anyway, so this is our little walking path area, and we got this VA center. So let's move on to our radio center. And like I said, if you see anything that you would like to name, leave suggestions in the comments. I'd love to hear them. But anyway, we're going to be moving on to the radio network. So if you want to have a radio network named after you, this is your chance. But so usually what I like to do with radio stations, or you know, like with, I guess, the telecom towers is what I should be more specific with, is it feels like they need to be tethered to something. I don't know. People go to work there. If it were just like a regular like mast, I mean, people don't usually go to work there every day, I don't think. Maybe for maintenance, but so I feel like it's got to be like a radio station or something like that. So there's our telecom tower, and we're gonna place some offices around the area that would serve as, like, you know, just, well, I guess I don't know what they would serve the purpose of, really, but I think it's just nice to have them. And we could also, I mean, we could have a couple of, like, shops that the people who would be working in this area might want to go to, or if anyone's driving along Seneca Street, then they can go to. But yeah, it's pretty simple, really. I guess we could add a couple more offices. I think that would be just a little better. Really flesh out the area, and then we'll make it so that you can walk from this side all the way over. Just in case anyone from here wants to be able to get over to the... Not sure what businesses are going to open here. I wish you can... Okay, so there's food. Good. I've plenty of people have mentioned this, but it would be really nice if you could specifically control how much you are able to, or how much you're able to, I lost my train of thought. How, like, what specifically they sell, because sometimes they just sell stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, okay, so these are all selling requires software, produces. Okay, they produce, I appreciate if they produce media. That's what we're looking for. So this is like a little media operation, but this is just, okay, so this is not proposed anymore, but we don't have a name for it yet. And that just gives us a lot more telecom coverage, because this wasn't really giving us enough. So I guess the next thing we should do is I had another area laid out for, okay, so this is probably the thing that I have seen the most discussed in like discussions for Cities Skylines, is that they're just the what is this building called? The welfare office. It doesn't really do enough in the game. Like, it feels like it should do something about homelessness. Like, it feels like it was designed to do that. And it really doesn't. So we're going to pretend that it does. And we're going to, out here, just off the, we're not going to place it off the main avenue. Just off this Birch Street here. So right between, so it's right next to the trauma center. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess that I just like to... I imagine that people who need assistance, or like people like veterans, usually like one of the best benefits, at least my grandpa's a veteran anyway, but like he gets great health care, or at least pretty good health care. So So that's why I'm thinking the VA center should be your healthcare center. But anyway, the homelessness assistance center, I'm thinking the same thing too, because, you know, like, I mean, just if anyone has ailments or any, you know, issues they need treated, there, the hospital is right there. So I guess I would like to believe I'm running a good city, but this is still America, so there's only so much we can do. So we're gonna place. I think they'll think the welfare offices. Like I said, I'm not really worried about how much money my city's making, because if we really need to, we can raise taxes up a little bit again, because we're still not taxing our people as much as we could. Because if anyone knows, like, if you have offices, I know it's also because I'm not placing as many education buildings as I would normally need to, but I just think that their limits are just a little. I don't want to have to spam a bunch of. I don't want to have a school district area. Doesn't look good. They should just make more of the buildings. They should just make more extensions. Anyway, rambling here. So here's this center. I'm not sure. We'll make this the homelessness assistance office. Homeless assistance. I hope I spelled that right. You can tell me if I didn't, or I'll figure that out later. So this is the homelessness assistance center. We could also add. We could add like a little park. I think that might not be a bad idea. I really liked. Okay. One of the designs that I really did like that I did was using these ring parks and just like placing them haphazardly. So yeah, like something like this, and then wrapping them in. I think so. I think I stole this design from someone else. So, like, please tell me if you saw someone else do this, because I mean, I'm probably not the first one. But okay, so that's not following it closely enough. It's gotta. I think this is what I remember doing. We gotta be very iterative about it. I'm just gonna do you the favor of speeding this up, so. All right, I think that should do. It's not perfect, but you know, Boat City Planner plays. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. I think this is good enough. If you know, I mean, if I have the time, maybe I'll come back and. This one was specifically bad. That's why I just put the junction here. But there's a little bit of a weirdness here. It's all right. And okay, so usually what I like to do, like I said, I like to just scatter forests. I like to keep this pretty natural looking. Obviously, we're going for a green city kind of approach, so that's also why we prioritize office so much. Not only because it makes way more money, but that might change in the future as events happen in our city. If there's anything specifically you think about in the future that you want to make sure my city addresses in some way, feel free to let me know. But for the most part, I have a list of things I want to do as our city progresses. But anyway, I'm going to put it at 3 speed. As we go on, I think every episode is probably just going to be a month. So I might play a little bit off screen. Like I normally do, but I might play a little off screen just to get us to the next month so that each episode is kind of like a new month, new historical event to respond to. Some months we might not have anything planned that at least any like major event that I could find. But at least right now we're dealing with, you know, trying to brush up our government's reputation. So the next thing we should do is expand our post coverage. I want to take this mailbox here and I'm thinking, so these new areas we just built, they're not going to have any postal coverage. But I thought there was an area of a town we just built up. Okay, so yep, up here. And so you'll actually also notice that this used to be a hamlet. It is now a village. It is a reasonable enough population that I would say it's in village range. So again, if you have a name for it, love to hear it. But this town definitely, or this village rather, definitely needs its own postal service, I think. Does it have one? It does have one. Postal service. Okay. Never mind. But at least we put a mailbox out. Is there anywhere else that might need some coverage? I think most of our city is actually looking pretty good. So we'll leave it at that. And I guess the only other thing we wanted to do... So we have our radio network. We have our 2 new welfare offices. There's definitely something else I wanted to consider building. Okay, so... Other than this, I'm trying to think of what else we might want to place around here. I mean, I think that's good. I think that should do. Okay, so definitely in a later episode. So I've been keeping a track on our bus and train service, but our bus service is like way over usage, and I didn't design the most like optimal bus routes, and now I'm thinking that since our city is so much bigger, we need to be thinking on a bigger scale with how we design our bus routes. So mainly we should be trying to get people between like big destinations somewhat, and having local routes run through, but we should really be trying to prioritize big bus routes that get people through bigger parts of the city. And so that we don't have, because mainly what I have right now is, if we check our bus service here, like for this orange line, this is probably one of the worst ones. I moved this, or sorry, I renamed this the Tech Park bus station, and I did place another bus station out here and made it the Phoenix Central Station. There's like 1,000 people waiting out here for a bus to come. So I figured I'd rather have them wait over here. And I mean, you can see the flood of people is still quite intense. And I guess these people are going home. I'm not sure if they have a ride from a bus or if they're waiting for a bus. There's definitely a lot of people waiting for a bus. And okay, so another minor nitpick, developers, if you're listening, or if anyone knows, please, because I haven't tested this, maybe I should, but if you take these bus nodes and you were to place multiple waypoints here, could multiple buses park and pick up at the same time? Just throwing that out there, because if that's possible, that would be a lot more convenient. But anyway, I think that we've probably done a pretty decent job at convincing the people that we have their best interests at mind. We've placed down a couple more service buildings, and in the future, of course, we're going to be improving, because February next month is going to be the Olympics, which are held in Japan, unfortunately, not our country. Maybe in the future, once we reach past 2024, maybe our city could host the Olympics, and maybe they'll consider adding... Oh, someone could make assets for that. Ooh. See, this game has limitless potential. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode of Cities Skylines 2 in February 1998. See ya.